Okay, so I will be discussing some information on VFS and embassies. Firstly, it's just going to be very broad because there's obviously numerous VFS centers and embassies around the world. So for specifics, you can contact us and we can discuss them. But in general, so some countries, for example, in Brazil, you would submit at an embassy, whereas in India or the UK, you would submit at a VFS center. So why the difference? It seems that for high volume countries, a VFS center was implemented, and I suppose the idea behind it was that it would reduce traffic at the embassy and save capacity on the part of the officials at the embassy. But basically, VFS role is that of a postbox, shall I say. So their role is not to adjudicate the application, but to receive it, ensure that everything that is required is in the application, and thereafter it's then usually sent on to the embassy for adjudication. The embassies, on the other hand, they would be able to review the documents in much more detail than VFS, and they could already tell you, this document is incorrect, and then say come back for another appointment and with the correct version of a particular document. So I guess in that sense, it's sometimes better to submit at the embassy just because you wouldn't get a flat out rejection perhaps, but you could potentially be told, fix this, come back, and then we process. So in that sense, it's better. VFS can also be very, very tricky. So whilst they have nice information on the websites of both VFS and the embassies, VFS officials often tend to go beyond the postbox service, so they like to adjudicate a bit. So that's something to look out for. And also, if you are faced with a challenge when going to a VFS center, it's important to note that you can push back and you can actually force the official at VFS to take in your application, because their role is not adjudication. Also, if that doesn't seem to work, reach out to whomever assisted you with your immigration application, because they can flag it then to the correct Home Affairs official or to the embassy, which should then intervene, because, like I said, it's not the role of VFS to adjudicate.